Hey, how's it going? My name's Nat. Coming up on Newsbreak, we find out more about the wild weather hitting Australia, meet the winner of the Global Teacher Prize, and celebrate the Aussies' big win in the T20. But before we get started, why don't you hit that subscribe button, hey? If you live on the East Coast, you better grab your brollies because some wild weather is on the way. There are flood warnings in South Australia, Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria. So what's going on? Kale took a look.
Rain! Yep, it's not the sort of weather you necessarily expect in November. Emergency services have received more than 250 calls for help across the East Coast, while stacks of places in Queensland and New South Wales have got a month's worth of rain in one day. Adelaide also had its coldest November day in 27 years. So, what's going on?
Johnathan, what is going on right now? What's with weather?
Yeah, it's a result of a number of different factors. We've had a lot of tropical air building across the Australian desert that is combining with some quite unstable conditions. So what that means is we are seeing a lot of cloud forming.
And he says we could have some more wet weather to come.
We are looking likely to be heading into a La Nina pattern.
A La Nina happens when lots of warm water accumulates in our part of the world.
It's like a big bathtub. We're seeing really hot water building over the Australian region, and that's leading to more evaporation, which leads to more clouds and rainfall as well.
While La Nina is good news for farmers who might not have had rain in a while, it does mean there will be a higher chance of floods this summer. So stay warm, stay safe, and make sure you pack your brolly to any summer outings.
A teacher from Maryland in the US has won this year's $1 million Global Teacher Prize. As you can see, she was pretty excited. Keisha Thorpe has dedicated her career to helping kids who have immigrated to the US. Aussie star Hugh Jackman also presented a $100,000 prize to a teacher from Sierra Leone.
Congratulations, Jeremiah. You've made an enormous difference to your community and far beyond.
The clock is ticking in Glasgow, where the COP26 climate summit is entering its final day. Time is running out for countries to come to an agreement to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees. There have been some big announcements, like a pledge to end deforestation, along with promises to phase out coal and limit methane emissions, although Australia didn't agree to those ones. There was also the surprise pledge by the US and China to work together on climate change. But experts and activists say that's not enough.
We desperately need you to prove us wrong. Please, prove us wrong.
Winners, swimmers, and a draw. There's all that and more in sport.
Can you believe it? Australia is through to the T20 World Cup final. For a while there, it didn't seem believable. In fact, some are calling it a miracle after a less than impressive middle order performance. But then Matthew Wade hit 3 consecutive sixes in the 19th over to drive Australia to a 5-wicket win.
He does it again.
Now it's the Aussies versus the Kiwis in the final. So close. Nope. Here we go. Oh no. The Socceroos and Saudi Arabia both scored no goals in Australia's homecoming World Cup qualifier at Western Sydney Stadium. It rained like a lot, and there was a bit of a tragedy when star defender Harry Souttar went down with an injury. But the good news is Australia is still in a good position to qualify for the World Cup, with 5 games to go. A trio of French swimmers are on a quest to swim across Lake Titicaca in Bolivia. The team consists of Paralympic athlete Teo Curran, Olympic athlete Malia Mitella, and eco-adventurer Matthew Whitboat. It will take 8 to 10 days, during which they'll take turns at swimming.
Well, it's getting to that time of year again, isn't it? Oh, my report card. Oh, yes! A+. You could say I'm a pretty high achiever. Just like these next stories. It's pretty good. This is Remy, a daredevil from France.
Salut Bruno, salut l'équipe.
Yep, that's definitely French. At 3,637 metres, he's just broken the world record for highest altitude standing on a hot air balloon. This might look like some weird sort of helicopter, but hold your horses, they're calling it a flying taxi. It's being tested out in South Korea as a way to transport passengers between major airports.
It's very different than flying helicopter or aircraft. It's something new and it's very exciting for me.
Ignition.
NASA and SpaceX have launched their latest team of astronauts headed for the International Space Station. On board are 2 newbie space travelers who are also in line to be part of NASA's moon program. That's a pretty high achievement. Maybe I could be an astronaut. Well, that's all the news we've got for you today. See you on Monday. Have a great weekend.